So good.
Anyway, hello guys.
Hello,
Welcome to the
everyone.
internet. We've
Yes.
lots of things have happened in the last few days to talk about.
Super excited. Y'all might notice I'm in a different setting. I'm actually home in Michigan for the weekend, so that's why I have a crappy setup right now because I literally just threw this together in about 15 minutes. Um,
Yeah.
but we're gonna roll with it because new content has come out, and we are gonna talk about it.
To be fair, your audio quality is still great, which is what matters as a podcast.
Yeah, I mean it's the same camera and mic. It's just the whole setup's kind of mid, but it
Anyway,
works.
so a couple things. The main things we wanted to tackle tonight were the brand new Echo trailer, which has everyone buzzing. Variety wrote an article about the MCU, which has lots of interesting information about it, but we could probably skim over that in favor of Invincible Season 2 started to drop, and the Attack on Titan finale, which John is heavily invested in, and I'm a
hmm
medium amount invested in, came out tonight, and we're here to talk about it. So, John, I have not seen the finale.
Yes.
I've not finished season 4 yet. But what is I guess we'll go non-spoiler for this one. What's a non-spoiler review
Yeah.
for this thing?
Non-spoiler review. I thought, and like, look, let me get this out of the way first. Keep in mind, I just saw it a few hours ago, so I'm gonna sit on it for a day. Next stream, I'll come back and give an update on how I feel then.
Mhm.
As of right now, I really like it. I thought it was solid. Now, would I give it a 10 out of 10? No.
Really?
I think there's a lot of thing. No, there's a lot of things in this episode that, in the world building of Attack on Titan, they make sense. It all makes sense. Certain powers, like some people are revealed to have like certain abilities, and when you think about it, you're like, okay, that makes sense. That makes sense in the way that their whole character functions. But it is kind of out of nowhere. Um, and I can see how some people would watch this and get really confused at certain points.
Mhm.
But it's not like it's not just thrown in there. It is thought out. It makes sense that they can do the things that they can do.
Because in general, Attack on Titan has been like your top 3 shows, like your top 3 favorites, right? Oh, hang on, guys. Discord has decided to be lame. Either that or his internet. He said it might drop out. Give us a second. Hello? John? Are you there? Message me if you're having too much trouble. Not on. Well, I guess you could on Discord. I'll open it up. Anyway.
and I'm
Oh,
super
wait.
excited
There
for them
you
to
are.
post that.
John, you dropped out that entire time.
Caleb's gone.
Hello? This is embarrassing. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Okay, great. So, yeah, you were
Where did I
gone
leave
for.
off?
Yeah, well, I actually was interrupting you because after you were talking about how it seems to come out of nowhere, I was gonna ask because this is altogether like in your top 3 favorite shows, right? Pretty much.
hmm Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
It is.
yeah.
It is in my top three.
So what were you saying that
Um,
didn't get caught?
um, yeah. So there's certain abilities. Um, trying to think what I can say. There's one regarding the cart titan, the one that can crawl around on all fours,
Hmm.
and they're doing a thing. And I sat there for a second. And I was like, "Whoa, that's interesting." And then I thought about it, and I was like, "No, that makes sense." They don't just throw it into the show; they explain it in the moment, um,
Sure.
which is I appreciate. But it like you'll have to sit there and think for a second, and be like, "Wait, what?" And then I was like, "No, that makes sense." Her character, like the cart Titan's designed that way. It does make sense that it can do that. So I was cool with all that. The animation. I don't know. Did you catch that part of me talking about that?
No, no, not at all.
Okay. The, the animation was beautiful. There's one sequence in particular that was just stunning, and it was crazy to see. Absolutely loved it. Yeah, so animation was beautiful. Absolutely no complaints on that. The soundtrack was awesome. I loved it. I can't wait for the album to drop so I can listen to it over and over. Also, Linked Horizon did the end credits, and they
Oh,
obviously did the first three intros for the show. So that was really cool to hear. It was kind of fun. So super excited for them to come up with that. Probably gonna listen to that a million times once it drops. Um,
so
the
it's
voice acting was amazing.
so now that it's all out, like all of it, like this
Yeah.
is just a show. Would you say the finale brings it down or keeps it the same or raises it up? Because I remember you said you had a pretty like
Mm,
hard emotional reaction to it. Because
I
obviously,
did, yes.
depending on how a season or show can end, it can have lots of effects on like overall where it's placed. Does this finale change that for you? Maybe you have to wait a couple days.
I might have to wait a couple days. As of right now, the feeling that I would describe is I am content
Okay.
with what I got. Um, Part of it, and I think this is something I'm going to get into now. I'm now going to get into slight spoilers regarding if the ending followed the manga or not. So if any of y'all care about knowing that, I want you to go ahead and skip forward about 5 minutes. All right.
Yeah.
So this is the manga ending. Like they change one or two things, it is straight up the manga ending. Um so that being said, I already knew how it was going to end.
Mhm.
But this is where it comes down to execution versus reading it on paper. There's a scene in the manga that I hate. I hated it when I first read it. I was like, dude, this is stupid. But then they did it in live in animation, sorry. And they had music, the voice actors were putting just everything into it. You could feel the emotion in their voice. I was like, whoa, this is like a completely different scene. Like this is actually hitting me. Um so that being said, I wasn't blown away by anything new necessarily,
Mhm.
but I still really enjoyed it and I really had a great time.
Interesting. All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that's about all you can ask for. But overall, you're
Hmm.
content. Not too many like. It doesn't sound like you'd critique the story mainly. It's just like it's a little mixed feelings about it.
Yeah. There were definitely some darker things revealed about how a certain character felt that I was not expecting. But it does make sense. Um, I do want to talk about Armin's voice actor. I
Oh
think he
yeah.
kind of
Oh wait,
he kind of popped off.
wasn't Armin's
Sorry, go ahead.
voice actor an actress, or did they change that?
Or sorry, I forgot. It is an actress. My bad.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
But
I was wondering if they changed it.
yeah, I completely forgot about that. That is my bad. She a- she absolutely popped off. I think Armin had. I know some people are going to disagree with me on this, and they're going to say it was Mikasa. I would say Armin had, me personally, I had the most emotional connection to Armin
Hmm,
in this episode. And I think this episode was Armin's time to shine.
interesting. Well, is there anything
Yeah.
more you can say about it? I know you were planning on making a shorter video talking about it, tackling the more spoilery things, but so Attack on Titan is a
Yes.
show you'd recommend as a whole then.
Oh yeah. After this, I would 100% keep recommending it. Now, I want to talk about the reception for it a little bit. I as far as so first off, it's got a 6.2 on IMDb as of right now. That confuses me beyond no end. I don't understand why. I know there's only one actual written review you can actually go and read, which is weird. So I think we're gonna have to give IMDb a few days. Um, I do know that there was some controversy surrounding like certain groups of people trying to review bomb or something. I don't know if that would have too much effect. So we'll see about that.
You're right. It's
I
still at
wouldn't give,
6.2. That's shocking.
but there's no like written. There's only that one written review though. That's what's weird.
Sure.
Unless it changed. Unless it changed. I don't know
No,
if it
I'm
changed.
double checking right now because I think I'm gonna have my phone up this episode because I'm gonna have, yeah, still one review. I think we're gonna be doing a lot of IMDb checking for different writers and stuff for other topics,
Yeah.
but that's interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and I'm gonna be honest, I think not everyone is going to agree on this finale because, I mean, it's the finale. You're gonna have so many people that are like, oh, I think it should have ended this way, and I think it should have ended this way. And I'm already seeing like a good amount of that. I, the more I think about it, I truly do believe that this ending does make sense. Maybe I need to give it some time. Maybe I need to watch some breakdowns on it, but particularly with Aaron's character, I know there's one scene that a few people out there didn't like. And look, I know Aaron's cool and we really like to see him pop off, but I genuinely believe in that scene it was just Aaron being human and talking to his friend. And I genuinely think that scene made sense. But yeah, I'll let you guys watch it for yourselves and let me know what you think. Um
I'll have to get caught up because I
I
am
think
really
that
interested in finishing it. It'll take a little bit, but
yeah.
I'm excited to talk through it a little bit with you.
Mhm. Yeah, I think that about sums it up without getting into any spoilers. I mean, overall, every character had their time to shine. It was really cool.
Nice.
Uh, Especially Levi. I thought Levi was handled really in an interesting way this episode. But I really enjoyed seeing him kind of. Usually, there's like a commander that he's kind of like serving under. Like there's been Commander Irwin, there's been Hanjay, and there's this moment where there's a few moments where he steps up and he says, "No, guys, this is what we're doing," and he just puts his plan into action. And I really like seeing that about him because usually we just see somebody else in charge, and it was awesome seeing Levi just go full on commander for a second. So
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that part. Um, yeah, everyone go check out the Attack on Titan finale if you haven't, and let us know what you think because I'm really curious. I think I've seen mostly positive reception for it. And I know it's trending with like 600K tweets right now or something
Wow.
ridiculous. I also want to point out this was really frustrating, but also really funny at the same time. Crunchyroll's servers took a fat L when this episode came out. Crunchyroll was down for like a solid 30 minutes for me.
Wow.
So I was doing that. I went over to Hulu. I made a free Hulu account. And I was like, I know it's on Hulu. Hulu crashed, which was
Oh
cool. I was like,
no.
wow, okay. I went over to Netflix and VPN'd it into Japan so I could check that. Didn't show up on Netflix. And so then my friend was like, oh, here's this link that, like, and then I clicked on it and probably revealed my location to about like 50 stalkers by doing that.
Yeah. Wow.
And then Funimation had it, and I was like, cool, renewed my Funimation account. Then it started working on Crunchyroll. So in the whole span of 30 minutes, like I created two accounts
Went on a
and then went
roller
back to
coaster
Crunchyroll.
just to. Well, I'm glad
It
it's doing
was,
well.
yeah. Oh yeah, they if they crashed Crunchyroll for like 30 minutes, I'm pretty sure a lot of people went to watch it.
Yeah.
So
Well,
yeah, that about sums up what I thought about Attack on Titan.
well,
Really
great.
really happy fan here.
I'm
Yeah.
yeah, like I said, I'm excited to watch it. It doesn't sound like it was a perfect ending, but it was all around good. So, I guess we'll have to talk
Yeah.
about it later, and I'm excited for you to post something else about it too.
Mhm.
The other thing, I
Yes,
guess,
super excited.
before we get to other things, you watched the first episode of season 2 of Invincible, right? That came out.
I did. I did.
What are your what's going on with
Yeah,
that?
so not getting into I'm going to keep this as a non-spoiler review because I know Paul and I when we stream some games later, Paul and I will talk spoilers a little bit.
Oh, is he watching it
Um
too?
yeah, he wants to talk about it when we game next stream.
Oh, cool.
So cool. excited for that. I really enjoyed it. It wasn't like blow me out of the water. This was peak fiction, but it was a solid start to the first season. I think some people are going to compare it, be like, "Oh, well, it's not nearly as good as like episode 1 of season 1." And that is absolute facts because episode 1 of season 1 is kind of a masterpiece in what it accomplishes. But it was cool. I really liked it. The opening, and I don't know if anyone else is feeling this way, but there's an opening with a sort of like alternate apocalyptic reality or a
Oh yeah,
possible future.
because they're doing the multiverse thing in this season, right?
They are, and I do want to talk about that. And it was this alternate reality, and bro, it gave me vibes for the Snyderverse,
Oh, okay.
and I was really happy. So you know that whole like future apocalyptic wasteland wasn't quite like that, but with what was going on and like seeing these characters make certain decisions and stuff, it was like I just got that vibe. And there's this new character that he's in the trailer, so I don't feel like this is too big spoilers, but he has the power to open up a portal to go into an alternate universe. And so he's there witnessing that, and then he goes back to the main universe. And I really like
Oh no, he's dropped. Oh
America
wait,
Chavez.
nope, there he is. Okay. Um, say something, John. Oh no, he's been disconnected. Give me a moment. Do 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 do. And we're back. This is infinitely embarrassing. I can't believe this is happening. Anyway, so yes, Invincible season 2, it's coming out. So John moved, or he's back at his house for the weekend, and this means that he has poor Wi-Fi. I have pretty great Wi-Fi actually, but and so does his college. But he's dealing with a lot right now with the Discord call and the camera setup. And oh, he's left the call, so maybe something's he's texted me. All right. So, I am going to talk about I'm going to fill the time by talking about so, to switch, oh, as far as Invincible goes, I suppose I'm looking forward to watching it. All right, he's joined the call. Hello, John, you there? We disconnect and reconnect. All
Oh,
right. There you are.
hello.
Hello.
Hold on, let me turn on my camera.
We are going to
Yeah, not
be
sure what happened there, but
we're going to be cutting this stream down into separate
about
videos. So it's all okay.
your audio is like really behind. Can you say something?
Yeah, sure. Hello?
Okay, we're good now. We're good. We're good
Okay.
now. We're good now.
Fantastic.
Your voice was like freaking 5 seconds behind. It was throwing me off so much.
Oh.
Um, okay, where did I leave off?
Snyder, no, Portal Man. Portal Man. You
Okay.
can open
Yeah,
up.
so we see this guy in the trailer, and this guy can make portals to go into different realities. And I'm gonna compare this guy to America Chavez because I can. All right,
Oh no.
this dude's
Wait,
character
who is America
10 times
Chavez?
better than America.
Who's America
America
Chavez?
Chavez is the character in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, and she has the power to go into different
Oh,
alternate realities.
right. That movie. I forgot about that. Right. Right.
So you remember she has the power to go into different realities. All right. Now this
Yeah.
dude has the same power. He can go into different realities, but he is 10 times better than America Chavez, and I'm going to tell you why. So first off, he's a real guy. He is a genuine freaking dude that wants to make the world a better place. And I
Oh.
love seeing that about him. He feels like a real down to earth guy. And it's awesome. You know what's also awesome is that it sets at the beginning of the episode sets boundaries and limits for his powers. It sets exactly what he can do. And I think it's interesting. He can open up a portal to go to any alternate reality. Now he can't open up a portal within the reality he's in, which is a cool limit. What's also cool is wherever he opens up the portal, it will open up exactly like kind of in the same exact spot in that alternate reality. So they can't just go anywhere. And it's kind of cool having those boundaries set. And we see
So
that sort of play out.
if it's the same exact spot,
Yeah.
right? The planet Earth
Yeah.
moves. I imagine if he's on planet Earth, it'll not teleport him into space. It's like limited to Earth,
Yeah,
something
no.
like that.
Yeah, it'll be
Okay,
it's limited to Earth. And so let's say he puts a portal by the Statue of Liberty. It's going to have to be by the statue, whatever the Statue of Liberty is in another alternate reality.
sure.
Which
Okay.
is I like that. I don't know. It's a weird minuscule detail that I saw, but I was like, "Oh, that's cool." Like it makes me more interested in what we're going to see him do throughout the season. Um Invincible's got a lot of self-guilt, which makes a lot of sense. I hope that they don't drag that out for like 5 episodes. He really kind of got over it towards the end of the episode, so I was kind of glad of that. But yeah, um, pretty solid start. Slight spoilers. They're kind of doing a character that's very similar to Kang, but good.
Well,
Yeah,
that's fascinating. Victor Timely, what a
not
great
not
character.
quite Kang. Yeah, not quite Kang, but the kind of the same, some of the same principles. But it's good and actually interesting and compelling. So that's kind of cool to see. Marvel should take notes.
So, yeah, I might try and catch up, given I have a lot of shows I have to catch up at this point, but
Yeah. Well,
yeah,
we will have that big break, so maybe you can, if you don't catch up by episode 4, like you can at least do it in that break.
yeah. And we're gonna talk about it with Paul, or you and Paul are gonna talk about it on Thursday, right?
Yeah. So that'll be fun.
All right. Now we're gonna get to something that I can actually talk about, being the Echo trailer that dropped, which
Hmm.
has been there's been a response to it, for sure.
So, okay. Caleb, how did you feel about this trailer? Because, okay, first off, let's talk about our before we saw this trailer. Caleb, what were your expectations for the Echo show before seeing the trailer?
The show itself, I expected it would be probably the level of quality of Moon Knight, if slightly worse.
Hmm.
Um, and so I guess I would probably guess like a 3 or 4 out of 10. How about you? Yeah, I imagine you were kind of the same way, maybe worse than Moon Knight.
Oh, I was worse than Moon Knight. I was thinking like She-Hulk.
Oh, I wasn't
I
expecting
To be
that,
fair,
but yeah.
I was expecting this to be one of the worst shows we've ever gotten, and the only reason I would have ever watched it is to make content for the channel. That is the only reason.
Sure.
Now, this trailer has slightly changed my opinion on that. Caleb, how about you? How is this the after seeing this trailer, how do you feel about Echo going forward?
So I've gone on an arc. I've gone on a character arc, on a personal journey these last couple days, cuz it is a fantastic trailer. It's a really good trailer. There's loads of blood, there's cool music. The main character is a lot cooler than I remember in Hawkeye. I am going to rewatch Hawkeye. I thought it was a fun
Um,
show, but sorry, what?
real quick, just for those of you that don't know, the trailer revealed that Echo is going to be rated TVMA.
Oh yeah. So
So,
yeah, there's lots
yeah.
of like I think they're really playing up on that fact. Like they showed a lot of blood in the trailers and like gunshots and that kind of thing. So I think they're kind of banking on it. And then Today or late yesterday, I was reminded of how great the Secret Invasion trailer was. I was like, oh, right. It's not hard to make a good trailer. And then I am remembering all of this information that's come out about how all of the Marvel executives have tried to burn this thing down. People are like trying to stop it from coming out. That's why it was pushed back so many times, and now it's being like all episodes released on the same day, and they still don't have an exact release date from to my knowledge. So I guess I would say it's like my expectations are 1 point higher. I do enjoy like violence, and I think the TVMA is like really cool. Then again, season 8 of Game of Thrones is also rated TVMA, so it's not a guarantee of quality, and I'm really nervous because
Yeah.
Marvel makes great trailers, not so much great
Yeah.
shows or movies.
Yeah. I think it's fair to say at this point that the rating being revealed to be TVMA will definitely increase their viewership for
Yeah.
Echo. Now, by how much, that's going to remain to be seen. But I do think their viewership will increase. Unless something absolutely horrible happens in between now and Echo's release. But
I can say I'm looking forward to it. Like, it
I
looked great. Like, the camera quality. I enjoyed the fight scenes that we got to see. And, of course, Vincent D'Onofrio coming back as Kingpin. I'm currently going through Daredevil as a series. But, he was kind of done dirty in Hawkeye. That was a pretty, I guess, controversial set of episodes. I thought Hawkeye was super fun, but I also didn't take it that seriously. This show has the potential to either let him shine or do some sort of cringe clone of him from the Daredevil show. So, that being said, I've talked
yes.
a lot. John, what are your thoughts on this trailer and this show as a whole?
So I was very against this show before I saw this trailer.
Mm-hmm.
Now that I saw the trailer, it's piqued my interest. Um, I wanted to go over a tweet that I saw earlier. I think I sent it to you.
Oh, yeah, because we got to talk about the writers, but I did see that tweet that you're talking about.
Dude, we definitely. Okay, okay. So, this is from the Hollywood Reporter.
Mm-hmm.
They said those who watched scenes from Echo describe the series as similar to a cable drama similar to Daredevil, Breaking Bad, and John Wick.
I do wonder, like, I
Oh,
think you could show anyone some good scenes, right? It sounds like people have only seen
yeah.
scenes.
See, I would take this more seriously if they had seen full episodes or at least full chunks of the episode.
Mm. Uh, I guess looking back at it, the Secret Invasion trailer was really, really cool. Looking back at it in comparison with the Loki season 2 trailer, I think this was a better trailer. Um,
Yeah.
and like I said, Marvel is very good at making good trailers, and just the color grading of this, it's clearly meant to be like, yeah, we're taking this super seriously, even more seriously than Secret Invasion, which tried to do the whole like, yeah, this is the grounded series, and ended up being like clownish, clownishly bad. So, um, and no one watched
Yeah.
it either. So who knows? Maybe Echo will get better views than Secret Invasion. And I also wanted to talk about. Sorry, I'm interrupting you a whole bunch, but
Oh, it's okay.
I also
You're
wanted to
good.
talk about the fact that lots and lots of information has been coming out recently of the kind of material that Marvel executives tried to hide. The whole thing with Daredevil not suiting up in his fourth season, or Daredevil Reborn, he doesn't suit up apparently until like the fourth episode, and lots of people had problems with that. That's not like the executives tend to mess a lot of stuff up. They had She-Hulk shove her backstory into the first episode, whereas it was originally supposed to be in like the eighth. They made a whole bunch of changes. And so just because they're trying to hide it doesn't necessarily mean it's bad, but the amount of insiders we've gotten saying how like how terrible this show is, it's got me on the fence.
Same. Um, I want to know what your thoughts are on the writers.
So the head writer is the writer of stuff that I've pretty much never watched, but she is a writer listed on several. I only scrolled through a few, but several 9.0 rated Better Call Saul episodes, which is a good sign.
Mhm.
Her co-writer, the one that's listed on IMDb, wrote a bunch of trashy rom-coms. So, really bizarre writing team there. I'm gonna here while you
Yeah.
give your thoughts. I'm gonna scroll through her IMDb list once more. Um,
hmm So I'm very mixed on that because I love Better Call Saul. Better Call Saul is awesome.
mhm.
And unlike most people who have to give it a rewatch to like it, I liked it on the first watch.
Good for you.
So
It does
I
improve on
think
a rewatch,
Chicaner.
though.
Oh, it does. I do want to rewatch. Chicanery is a masterpiece. Just saying that. Anyways, uh, so that's cool. The other writer, having written a bunch of trashy rom-coms, I don't know how I feel about that because I feel like I'm gonna get this show where it's like half like really cool and then half garbage, and I don't want that. I
Well, I
because
can
I
read you off
look
some
at
of
the end of.
these too.
Oh no, let's hear it.
All right, Charmed 4.8 stars. Jane the Virgin 7.9.
You did
Uh,
Jane the Virgin?
yeah, Invisible Sister 5.9. Grace
Oh
Stirs Up Success
no.
2015. Selfie 2014. So this co-writer, not promising, I guess you could say. Um,
Yeah.
but hey, like the other one wrote some cool Better Call Saul episodes.
Yeah. I am really curious about the inside reports on this show.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I don't know, it's hard to say. It's really hard to say. I'll be honest, the show never had me excited from the beginning. So I haven't really I've listened to some of the reports. I haven't given them too much thought. What I'm gonna do is hopefully between now and next stream, I'm gonna do some big research on the leaks, on the insider stuff for Echo specifically,
Mm-hmm.
and then kind of put some more thoughts together in our next stream because I'm very curious about all that, and I'm curious how the show will end up going, considering those reports have already come out. So.
Yeah, I think a lot of the insider reports that I remember hearing were insiders talking to different YouTubers and basically saying like,
Mhm.
we tried so hard to cancel this and they wouldn't let us, so we just pushed it back and tried to hide it as best as possible. So, coming from that perspective, it's bad. However, there have been plenty of projects that executives have been wrong about. Like, lots of people didn't believe in Guardians of the Galaxy, and turns out that's one of the best MCU movies there is. They also really liked Quantumania, so like there are multiple ways to go through this. I think the trailer is promising. I am really worried about being deceived with this one though, because it's happened before. Ant-Man
Mhm.
Quantumania put out a few good trailers, and it's hard to say. But it's cool to see like this one looks like it has a lack of green screen stuff. Like at least we don't get
Yeah,
a CGI fest.
that is true. Unless they're saving that for the finale, which in that case I'll be very sad. Because that's what's happened with like a
Mm-hmm.
lot of Marvel shows,
Yeah.
dude. Especially Moon Knight.
Every
Moon Knight
single
is one of the
one.
best examples of that.
Oh yeah, so is
Um
Shang-Chi, both like pretty grounded until the very end. Oh no.
yeah, I really like Shang-Chi.
Oh wait. Nope,
Are
there
we
you
back?
are.
Are we
Yeah,
back?
you're back. Go for
Let's
it.
go. I really liked Shang-Chi until they went all CGI on me. Um yeah. This will be an interesting show. I'm very curious now. I was not even giving this show a second thought until I saw that trailer.
I can't say I'm looking forward to
I
it.
could have cared less. Yeah. I would say like that trailer has increased my interest for the show.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'll definitely give it a shot. Um yeah. I mean, I like Breaking Bad and John Wick. So,
Yeah.
if it's actually if the whole thing's like Breaking Bad and John Wick, then we're going to have a great time.
At the very
But
least, we'll
that's gonna
probably get
require the whole
some.
thing to be like Breaking Bad and John Wick.
Yeah. Oh,
Get
I
some good
must.
scenes.
I must be lagging like
Mhm.
5 seconds behind. But I was gonna say that at least, at the very least, we'll get some good acting and hopefully some good fight scenes. So, yay.
Yeah, fingers crossed. I am really interested to see how this goes. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
We'll have to look at some of
any
the
other
insider
news?
stuff for sure. But
Oh, definitely.
doubt, like, very tentatively hopeful. Then again, we were tentatively hopeful for Loki season 2 because the trailer was pretty fine.
Mm.
Turns out most of the footage for that trailer came from like episode 1, which was also the best episode.
Yeah.
So, um
So, here's what happened. I feel like ever since Mandalorian season 2, where they got all their trailer footage out in the first half, and then like the second half was like fire, I have been I've been used to being like getting really excited when all the trailer footage is done. And then Rings of Power happened, and like all the best trailer shots are in the first 2 minutes of the episode of episode one.
oh no.
Now they're doing it with Loki, and what was the other? Oh, they did it with Mandalorian season 3. You know what they were hiding in the trailer? They were hiding the Lizzo episode in the trailer.
Can't
That's what they were
imagine
hiding from
why.
us.
Yeah. Well, you never know. Like, I get like it is kind of the question of people, everyone, when they heard they were doing this show, they were like, "Oh, barely anyone watched Hawkeye. Why are you doing this tertiary character that no one talked about? Why are you doing a miniseries on her?" I think for whatever reason, Marvel thought that this was a character that they really wanted to do. Maybe it's because she is deaf or she's lost a leg and they wanted to get that inclusivity, which is a cynical look, but maybe they felt like they could really use her to bring in Daredevil and Kingpin, which is a, well, maybe another cynical look, and they're definitely doing that. Daredevil's in a shot of the trailer, I think, but for whatever reason, they felt this was an important story to tell, and who knows, maybe it'll end up being the best one. Then again, we've seen plenty of. Moon Knight had a great trailer as well, and that turned out to be, although there was a great concept and some really cool cinematography, turned out really badly. So,
Yeah, I'm curious. This show being rated R, do you think this opens the door for rated R MCU content moving forward?
um, well, I guess like we're pretty aware of what their upcoming projects are. I can't think of anything besides Blade that would be rated R. Of course, with the exception of
Yeah,
Deadpool 3.
yeah. I have heard some people say they would like Moon Knight season 2 to be rated R
Is that
after
coming
this.
out? There's no
I would
way
be
they're
on board.
making that, right?
I believe that's in the works.
Wow.
I would be down for that. I think that would highly elevate Moon Knight a lot, especially considering who his character is and with his multiple personalities. I think you could make a fire season 2, especially if it was rated R.
Yeah, you definitely could. You don't need it, but it's something that's kind of nice to get. Um, like
Hmm.
in
I don't think you
Daredevil
should
and
make
Punisher, it was nice to get, but
Yeah. I don't think you should make something rated R for the sake of being rated R, but I
hmm
think when you have that R rating and you keep it a more serious tone, you're able to do things that you can have certain scenes that really elevate the experience. One of my biggest complaints is there's one scene that comes to mind in Ant-Man and the Wasp. And Ant-Man gets his face gets slammed against this window, and there was just no marks
Yeah.
whatsoever. And I remember that really bothered me. I was like, you should have something there. So I think little things like that, even when someone gets shot in the face, like not maybe they don't show it, but maybe like the blood splatter a little bit, just not a ton, but just realistically, it does kind of brings you immerses you more into the world of what you're watching.
Yeah, and Five Nights at Freddy's did a fine job. Um,
Mm.
I was gonna say I listened to a lot of people who, for instance, think that Andor is the only good Star Wars TV show, which you can agree or disagree on. But I think from that perspective, I think part of the reason they think it's so good is because it has escaped managerial oversight. Because it's a show that like no like executive really cared about. I think running with that logic, I can't imagine anyone really cares about this show. So it might escape some of the sort of oversight that people might want to sort of intrude. I don't know.
Mhm.
We'll have to see. I actually Marvel runs very differently than Lucasfilm though, so it's hard to say.
Fair. I would say that is a common theme though, where a lot of sometimes the underdog show, um, no one cares about it, and it usually ends up doing better. I would say
Hmm.
the animated side of Star Wars is a great example of that
Yeah.
because the executives don't really like to control the animated stuff too much. Then the animated stuff is like, aside from the original six, it's the best Star Wars content out there.
Hmm.
So I think we've seen multiple examples of this happening, and it's not outside the realm of possibility to see this happen with Echo.
Yeah. So after Echo, or no, before Echo, we're getting What If season 2, right? Is that still coming out?
That's a thing.
Yeah, it's coming out like either this year or right after Echo. I know. I know they're
Hold
finally
on.
gonna have that
I didn't
Gamora
even
episode.
know.
Yeah, yeah, look it up.
Hold on. I forgot about that. Oh boy.
Oh, a
Um,
week from now, by the way, The Marvels is gonna be out, so we might be able to stream the same time next week to talk about it, depending on when we watch it.
I forgot that was a thing.
Mm-hmm.
IMDb does not have a release date. It does say 2023 though, so I guess it has to be before Echo.
There's been absolutely nothing for it. There's been no trailers or anything.
Yeah.
I'm
What if was an interesting experience?
I wouldn't call myself optimistic about Echo, but I am looking forward to it. I don't know, like I'll enjoy watching it
Yeah.
maybe. And like
I think it'll be I think it'll be hilarious if Echo ends up being the best MCU show.
yeah, or like the best phase 4 and 5 thing, like the best thing to come out since like Infinity War.
Bro. Well, it would have to top No Way Home, which I don't know if you count that
I
one or
don't
not,
count that.
but
No. That one's
okay,
that one's
okay,
very good,
fair.
but it's an outlier cuz it's not Marvel, but
As of right now, my prediction is that Deadpool 3 will be the best content, but we'll see how that goes.
you got to worry, man, with the writer strike. He's not like at least unless they agreed
Yeah.
to different terms, he's not allowed to do improv, which I hope they got rid of that term. But um,
Yeah, same. Because that's an issue. Oh, in regard to the writer strike, Dune 2 was supposed to come out this weekend,
yeah, that's too
and
bad.
it got pushed off. I was really sad about that. I was super excited for that movie because I had a great time watching the first one when I saw it in IMAX, and it was just such an immersive experience. So I
Yeah.
was hoping to do it again with the second one, and it got pushed off. I'm still gonna do it though. I will still see that opening weekend in the IMAX and give a review for it. Super excited, but
We'll have to stay
unfortunately,
content with the Legos.
yeah. Did you hear that Zack Snyder's Rebel Moon is getting a theatrical release?
Oh, I hope it gets released in my
Yeah.
theaters. I would totally go to see that. That'd be sick.
I believe they're releasing
Oh
it. Correct
wait,
me if I'm wrong, but I believe they're releasing. Sorry, go ahead.
is it the rated R version or the PG-13 version?
Probably the PG-13 version.
Uh,
Realistically, here's the thing, though. Here's the thing, though. Once he drops the rated R version, I'll probably, dude, I will rent out a theater and watch it there.
Dude,
That's what I'll do.
maybe I should fly out and we can watch it together.
Dude, you want to rent out a theater?
Yeah, let's do it. Um,
Yeah, super excited for Rebel Moon. Oh, it's also getting an animated series. Um,
oh yeah.
I don't really. I'm excited. I'm curious what sort of animation they'll be going with and how that'll go. But
Maybe
yeah,
it'll
that's
be
pretty cool,
like arcane level. That'd be sick.
dude. Dude, animation with like Zack Snyder would be awesome.
Yeah.
I would be down for that.
All right, and
I
is
would
Zack
also be
Snyder
down for like,
directing the animated show?
I don't know. I need to look into that more. I kind of just saw a few articles on it, but I'll look into that more. Maybe we can talk about it on a stream.
Yeah.
I'm super excited for Rebel Moon. Uh, kind of hope it takes over Star Wars because I think that would just be hilarious at this point. And I think it's got the potential to, because at this point I think Lucasfilm needs to see that they're doing a lot of things wrong right now, and I think this is also Zack Snyder's time to shine.
I have thoughts on Rebel Moon, but I think I'm gonna wait until we get more information and more trailers and that kind of thing to talk about it in depth. But
Yeah,
I that's another movie that I'm like, well, I'd say I'm more optimistic about it than I am about Echo, but like I'm cautiously looking forward to it, and I'm definitely gonna watch it.
yeah, same.
So we cap it off there. Lots to talk about, but I'm glad we got it all in.
Yeah, yeah, that was cool. Everyone, let us know what you thought of either Attack on Titan, Invincible, or the Echo trailer.
Ah, I'm sorry.
Um, I'm really curious, really curious on all three. Mainly Attack on Titan because it's a bit of an interesting situation we got going on right now. So yeah,
Yeah. So yeah. We will be back at least next Thursday, but maybe before then, and John's gonna make a video. So yeah, definitely before then. Anyway,
yes.
so we'll see you later. Goodbye.